All right, let's get this started. Trim Capital Partners YouTube channel, home of the TCP SuperSystem. Stick with us and we'll show you how you can generate alpha returns using our system. We have multiple channels that we share this on: Patreon, Twitter or X, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So tonight, before we get started, I want to ask, especially those in the XRP army and the XRP family, we're trying to see if people that are watching this are interested in that content. And we've noticed that people have a pretty short attention span, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So if you're only watching these videos for 2 to 3 minutes, I am telling you right now, you're missing some extraordinary information, especially when it comes to the TCP super system and how you can use that. So we hope you stick around. And if you don't, I would appreciate if you'd put in the comments what would keep you around. And if you're not watching it throughout the end of the show, you are missing some good stuff. So just wanted to put that out there. So tonight it's going to be pretty quick. I'm going to show you a couple things on the market, just some general information. I got a video from Joe Rogan on Bitcoin. Then we're going to go into the TCP super system, show you some of the alerts we got today. About 17 alerts popped today on potential trend reversals, which makes us think we might be nearing a bottom, but we'll get into that in just a minute. First on the screen, this is our X page. You can see at TCP underscore super system. So appreciate if you'd go there and give us a follow there. And then this was something we shared earlier today that we thought was interesting. So if you think about all the FUD that's out there, all the panic selling, all the fear with tariffs and all the market reactions, all that stuff. And we're still sitting here in the crypto space with a $2.7 trillion market cap. And I think this was earlier, so it had a fear and greed index of 27, which is almost in the extreme fear, but not quite. So, and then you can see the ETF flows at the bottom down here. So even with all the fear and everything going on, we are hanging strong with the 2.7 trillion, which only makes me think with all these alerts coming in that we probably are close to a bottom. So it's pretty exciting as we go into early summer to see what this space can do. It should be pretty remarkable. And given that we are not financial advisors, we do have to give you the disclaimer. None of this is financial advice, including our super system. So just wanted to put that out there. I think that's all we wanted to share tonight from the X page. I do want to show you this Joe Rogan video. I will say on LinkedIn, our page is Trim Capital Partners, so you can take a look there. We're trying to grow that channel as well. We share a lot of crypto news there. So if you want some good news, check us out there as well. But here's a quick video. I have not actually watched this today. We just reposted it. So we'll take a listen here together. It's only 45 seconds. So here we go.
I mean, the real fascinating crypto is Bitcoin. To me, I mean, that's the one that I think has the most likely possibility of becoming a universal viable currency. And it's, it's limited in the amount that there can be. It's, people mine it with their own computer. It's like, that to me is very fascinating. And
by the way, personally, I don't think the miners make much money anymore. At least the personal miners. You're now competing with, global institutions, governments who have free power, who are gobbling up all the energy needed to mine Bitcoin. So, I would like, if there's anyone out there mining, that's like a personal mining setup that's actually making money. I would love to know. You can put that in the comments. Let's keep going.
I love the fact that it's been implemented, and that at least some, like I've had Andreas Antonopoulos on the podcast, and when he talks about it, he's living it. He's spending all of his money. Everything he gets paid is in Bitcoin. He pays his rent in Bitcoin. Everything he does is in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't know if institutions are quite ready yet to be offering all their employees their salaries in Bitcoin, but it may come around to that. But I don't think we're quite ready for that as a society. But we'll see how that goes. Then a couple of other things here. I thought this was pretty interesting today. So this is from Cointelegraph. This was the SEC's crypto task force is to host a second roundtable on digital asset regulation. So on the screen, you'll see the 4 meetings they have outlined. They've already had one that was yesterday. These are on the SEC.gov website. They are virtual events, or well, you can tune in virtually and register for those events. We haven't seen the replay of any of that one yet today. I've only saw one other channel that actually was live streaming it. Other than that, very little info coming out of that to this point. Reading their website, they said they were going to be, replaying that video or providing a link to that video for visibility and transparency. So we'll see what comes out of these 4 meetings. One that kind of catches my eye are the last two. That's tokenization, moving assets on chain, where TradeFi and DeFi meet, and then DeFi and the American spirit. So as we think about the next 5 to 10 years, I think those will be some key roundtables to pay attention to. At least some of the content coming out of that. So pretty awesome there. Yeah, that's probably it from the LinkedIn page for today. So with that, let's go ahead and jump over to TradingView. And what you see on the screen is the TCP SuperSystem. And again, for those that are new, there's really 3 components. And we typically have, so we operate with this view. What this is there's 3 at the bottom that we call our hot sensor. It's on different time frames, so short, mid, and long term. But on this other view, which we typically use for YouTube, we only use one of those hot sensors. Then we got the main chart, which is our TCP main indicator, which we'll go over in just a minute. Then on top is our mean reversion indicators, with the red line being the most volatile and fastest line. Then the orange and blue, which are a little bit slower. But all 3 help us kind of gauge some of these opportunities that we alert on this main chart. So with that, wanted to kind of show you, we're going to go through a couple tonight just to kind of show you some of these alerts. But you can see today we got over 17 potential reversals, or potential trend reversals up signals. And you can see these are some key projects. So LinkedIn, we like API 3, there's BNB, Sui, Avalanche, Cardano, Shiba, XRP, Algo, HBAR, Arrow, Stacks. So I mean, there's some really key big projects in here, which, given the volume, the sheer volume, and kind of what we mentioned a moment ago, I think we're really set up for a nice summer here. And we'll show you kind of how to interpret some of this. Now, we'll say in the description, there will be a link to our Patreon page. You need to check that out. We have multiple memberships. You can join for free as well. But we actually, throughout the day when we are pinged with these alerts, we share these alerts closer to real time through Patreon. And then obviously, if you want to come in on the back end, we do our shows at night on YouTube. So you can get access to those there as well, but you may not get everything. So check that out. I do want to look at XRP first for our XRP family here. And you can see this is a beautiful thing. And I want to show you something first. A couple things here before we get to the current position. I'm going to highlight something for you. Pretty much right here. I guess you could probably go, if you're being really, let's just go to the top, I guess. 392%. So back on, actually let's start here. Back on November 9th, we hit a potential trend reversal for XRP. We got a confirmation of a trend reversal by this yellow up label on November 9th. So November 9th, and then I want to show you on this exit point here, which was, I think that's December 2nd. We made 392% using this system. So what I want to show you is if you would have entered when we hit the confirmed trend reversal, within less than a month, you almost 4x your money. Now, what you'll notice is our hot sensor, it goes from white to gray to blue, yellow, orange, red. Uh, anytime it's red, you probably want to think about at least scaling out. It could be multiple times or all in one, but we typically like to scale out. And a lot of times, I will say, the dark red diamonds and the dark green diamonds that you'll see on this system are really the times that we're most interested in getting out and getting in. Now, you're going to look at this and say, like, well, there's a hell of a lot of red diamonds, right? So how do you know when to get out? And there's really two ways. One, you can see this green cloud, that's our trend indicator. So we're in a positive uptrend. So you want to stay in that as long as possible, right? Now, do you want to scale out? Sure. No one's going to time the top perfect every single time. But when you start seeing those diamonds, what you can look at then is the hot sensor. So obviously it's red as soon as we hit that first one, but then it trended there for a pretty long, pretty good while. But if you look at our mean reversion indicators, this is the key. So you'll see at the first, what we call our dark red diamond, you'll see that the red in all three lines were in these extreme zones. That's the hashed lines. You got your exit zones, your opportunity zones in the green and red here, and then extreme zones at the top and bottom of the hashed lines. But once they hit all three in those hashed area, if it trends and stays above that area, you don't want to get out of this thing. That is very, very strong. And you can see they stayed there all the way. And then then we started to get a little downtrend here with the orange right at that top. Now, can you time that perfectly? No. But when you start seeing things like this, the dark brown X's up here, that are it's brown, but it's orange. So the orangey colors correspond with the orange line. You got blues for the blue line, and you got some red also for the red. But when you start seeing the darkest colors, those are typically areas that it's pretty hot. So you may want to consider scaling out. But if you could have followed that pretty closely, and we actually didn't break through this blue line up here until right about here. So pretty much the same. I mean, maybe a few percentage points less, but I mean, and then obviously once we broke down through, once the orange and blue came back down below the extreme zones, we got that potential trend reversal down, confirmed trend, and boom, down it went. So I mean, that was a massive trade, and we use this all the time to generate these types of returns. And that's why we say we're here to generate alpha returns. No, we're not here for the 7% standard return that you get in the equity markets, and people are proud to have 7%. We're looking for 2x, 3x, 4x, and up. So this is how we're using the system. I just wanted to show you that as an example. And again, going back to XRP's current position here, you can see, we had a little bit of a downtrend here, just like everything over the past, several, month and a half, whatever it is. But we bounced right off this 200-day moving average, which is typically support. We're also getting a potential trend reversal signal as of today. Now we haven't got the confirmed up label yet, so we're looking for that now. But one thing I want to show you is the hot sensor. We're about to have a crossover, so that's the second way to use the hot sensor. You've got the colors, then you've got the crossovers. So we're just about to cross the midline here, and we can get a confirmation of an uptrend, and you can now see that these orange and blue lines are, obviously they're always going to trail the red one, but as they enter that opportunity zone, this thing could get hot, and we're already at 214. And again, for transparency, this is one of our largest holdings, and one that we think will have a bright future for tokenization, just real world assets, cross-border payments, etc. After 17 years in banking, I can tell you that the banks need this technology. They need to leverage it. It can save them millions and millions of dollars in cross-border payment fees and just transaction fees in general, conversions and all that. So pretty exciting times. And again, we kind of put XRP in the same bucket as XLM, XDC. We love XDC as well. We love HBAR in that kind of same vein. So all four of those we're heavily targeting here. Uh, Now we'll look at Bitcoin as well because that was one of the ones we hit today. You can see again potential trend reversal here. We actually do have a crossover well into the opportunity zone. So I think now we're just waiting for confirmation, but I do want to be careful here because we are approaching the 200-day moving average, and that could be resistance here. So 87,329-ish. So let's see what it does here. And let's see if we can maybe come back just a little bit, maybe back to 83.4. And then if we can get a confirmation, we'll likely bounce higher. That's what we would be looking for. And again, of course, not financial advice. Then I think we got one tonight. LinkedIn, well, it kind of dropped a little bit, so the signal went away. So we'll skip that one. Look at H bar. Oh, here we go. So H bar. And a lot of these are looking the same, just given the sheer volume today. And again, you can see, I mean, look at, so beautiful. Potential downtrend, confirmed downtrend, and then look at this thing. So you could have saved yourself all that pain. Now here it got a little choppy where you got a potential confirmation down, potential down, confirmed down. But then you could have stayed again. You could have missed all this. And then bam, we're hitting it again. So we'll see where we go from here on H bar. Again, that is one of our largest ones as well. So just for transparency. I know a lot of people are in the Cardano space here. This one's been a little choppy. Um, Again, potential trend reversal looks the same as some of those others. SWE, excuse me, kind of looking the same. I'm trying to find this. I think Jupiter had one. Here's one. All right, this is good. So for those that are new, there's your dark green diamond, and you can see on this last downtrend we see with this red cloud, we hit two areas where our hot sensor was red. It was here and here. So if you could have dollar cost averaged into these two locations, you're not doing too bad here. If we can get a confirmed uptrend here, uh, you can see we're not quite there yet with the orange and blue. The red is nearing the extreme zones, which we like to see, but we need these to follow. So, and this is typically when it reverts back like this, that can definitely be an area of resistance, just like you saw here, resistance, boom, down. So, I mean, we want to see if we can penetrate this and come on back up, because we certainly do not have a crossover, and we're not really that close yet. So we'll see how we do here. That would be one we would be watching closely. And one I'm interested in seeing is Ethereum has been absolutely smashed with ETF outflows and all these other things. And I'll be honest, it really still doesn't look that great. Um, I think Solana is probably killing that one. Just an opinion. Solana's going to be faster. You got Fire Dancer out there. It's going to swallow a lot of. It's going to be your black hole. API 3 is one we kind of like. Let's skip that for now. Near protocol. Ooh, here we go. So on Near, we've had a multi-level downtrend here. A couple green diamonds, dark green along the way. So we've had three. Typically after the third set, um, I will say historically we've seen a lot of trend reversals especially if we see the three. So we'll see what we get here. We haven't quite hit the price level to get a potential trend reversal or confirmation just yet, but we'll see here in the coming days. Again, the means reversion stats appear to look pretty similar to the others. And then last one, let's see, you can see the potential trend reversal for XDC. Let's see, Avalanche, maybe, I think that was one. Potential trend reversal. VeChain, potential trend reversal. And we got some miners down here too that we follow, like CleanSpark and Bitfarms. But yeah, so if you check out Patreon, this is the TCP SuperSystem. I will tell you it is remarkable. There's multiple ways to use this. We will be doing some training videos that highlight some of those ways like we did tonight. But there's all multiple ways you can combine the different signals, different indicators to fit your strategy and your objectives. And like I said, the goal here is to identify opportunity areas where you could make decisions, not make the decision for you. Uh, like these are not recommendations to buy or sell, but it will help you identify the areas where you could make those decisions. um, with that, if you want to see any specific projects put through this super system, you can put that down in the comments. And then check out some of our social channels. We certainly appreciate it. Because right now, the system, we were contemplating doing it for free on TradingView, but we decided against that. Excuse me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to bringing you some more content here in the next few days. Stay tuned. We appreciate you. See you in the next one. Thank you.